another week of Dear Piggy's HTML CSS tutorials. So in this video, we are going to be working a little bit more with the hover effect, except we're going to go in slightly deeper and we're going to take the opacity hover effect to the next level. So the goal of the first section here is that we're going to kind of do a mini part of the travel brochures that you see online. So sometimes what I'm going for is they often have images and pictures of nice places that you want to go, and they'll be kind of small and blurry. And then when you take your mouse and you hover over it, they immediately turn bigger and the picture becomes more clear. So that is kind of the effect that we're going for. Let's get started. So the first thing, we're going to go to Replit and we're going to kind of plan out what we are going to do. So create our REPL here. I'm going to go for 3 images, and then we've learned how to use images in the previous videos, and we'll just, for now, just bring in 3 pictures. So we'll have 3 image tags. Alrighty, now every image tag needs a source. I should have just written this all down and copy pasted it later. Silly me. So every image tag needs a source, so we have the source ready. Now let's go and look at nice places that I probably will never go in my life, but it's okay. So, pretty tourist attractions, pretty tourist destinations. How about that? So let's go ahead and pick some pictures. Wow, these are actually really pretty. Now, I really want to go somewhere like this. That just looks like an amazing vacation. So again, just to refresh your memory, how we get the image is we right-click on it, say Open Image in New tab. This is actually, I don't think you guys can tell, but this link is way too long. So we have to find another picture. Let me go ahead and see if I can find a picture with a shorter link. Again, the whole point is that the shorter the link is, the easier your life will be when you're coding. So we always want to find a short image link. Again, this is a pretty nice and short image link. It's not that long and perfect for our REPL. So I will put this in my REPL and it shows up quite big, but it's there. Now, to change the height and the width, we go inside this angle bracket and we say height is equal to, width is equal to, and then the height and the width in these quotation marks. So I'm going to say the height is going to be like 100 pixels. These are all in pixels, by the way, and the width is going to be in 200, and let's just see what this looks like. A little bit stretched out, so I'm going to change this to 150, but still doing okay. So if I've decided to have all of these as 150, 200, then I'm going to have them remain constant for the rest of the images, because it would look kind of weird if one of the images is bigger or smaller than the other. In order to make sure we have room, I'm going to take this back to 100 and bring this, actually I'm going to bring this to 100 and change this to like 75, because I want to make sure I have room for all 3 images on one row. So there we have it, our tiny but still there Maldives picture. So first picture done. On to the next one. Let's pick another pretty tourist attraction. That looks like a nice place to go. Kind of a different little vibe, but still looks like a nice place. Open image in new tab. This link is way too long, so we will not be going here, unfortunately. What a shame. I feel like I've seen this picture somewhere. I bet it's a really famous picture. Aha, Mount Fuji, that's what it is. So this is a nice and short link as well. So we'll copy this link, bring it back in here, and stick it right in our source. And again, since the height and width need to all be the same and remain constant, I'll bring that and copy it over here. So now when you run your code, I have a picture of Mount Fuji and a picture of the Maldives side by side. They're like tiny little tiles. I need one more picture. So let's go ahead and look. Ooh, the Taj Mahal. This is actually really pretty, and I really want to go there and kind of visit this place, but I've never gotten the chance. Okay, so again, a very nice and short link. This is just a really pretty picture, guys. I bet it's photoshopped because the pool usually isn't this clear, but still, Taj Mahal itself sounds like a really nice place. So I'm going to bring it and put this link in this image source. And then again, bring this height and width requirements, these dimensions, back over in here. So we'll run my code and we have the Maldives, Mount Fuji, and Taj Mahal. So I will need to go to the Maldives, Japan, and India in the next, well, I guess 10 years of my life. Okay, so there we have it. Next thing that we're going to do is we need to style these images. So remember from our previous video when we were learning about the hover effect, we needed to, well, first style what the image looks like originally and then style what the image looks like after you hover. So let's go ahead and style what the image should look like originally. Since we want all of the images to have essentially the same styling effect, we're going to say IMG and then do our little, what are these called? Curly braces, right, curly braces. So basically there isn't much that I need to change. I'm just going to set the opacity to 0.2 because I don't want you to have a very clear picture until you think you're interested and then you hover over it and then boom, it gets big and clear. Next step, what should happen when you hover over it? We do that by doing IMG : hover. So this : hover basically is saying what should happen when you hover over the image. First off, the opacity should turn 100% clear, so it should be 1.0. Then I want it to get a little bit bigger, so I'll have the height be, right now it's 75, let's do 150 pixels. No additive symbols. Width is going to be, why don't we say, what is it right now? 100? It's 100 right now. Let's say 200. There we go. So now if I run my code, you'll notice that everything is still not very clear. You hover over it and then boom, it's bigger, it's more clear, you get a better image, you go to the next one, yeah. So everything is working perfectly. But I do have one tiny thing that I want to change or mix up. So this is all looking good, but I feel like these changes are way too sudden and abrupt. They kind of scare me. So we're going to use the transition property now. Go to your original IMG tag and do transition. Now, after you do transition, you have to set a time for all of these things to happen. So we'll have the opacity change for 2 seconds. We'll have the height change for 2 seconds and the width change for 2 seconds. Save this and then run your code. Now let's hover over it again. So everything's not that clear. I hover over the first one. It kind of eases in. Very nice. Second one eases in as well. Third one, same effect. So guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but this is something that I've always pictured in my head to do if I were creating a tourist attraction website. I would have all these nice pictures of where you could go, but they're not exactly in focus. But if you're interested, you can hover over it and then it'll get bigger, it'll come up to your eyes, and then it will be more clear. So that was what I was going for, kind of like a fun project, but we also use our hover and opacity properties at the same time. So yeah, that was it for this video. We talked about the opacity hover effect and then the image opacity hover. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in another one for another cool hover effect. As you can tell, I'm pretty obsessed with these hover effects. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.